Okay. Hi. What's up, guys? We're outside. This is what we're doing today. So, I just finished making these notes for you guys, and there's some doodles on them. But yeah, we're gonna chat. I'm in a little chatty mood. I just started this new book. I start a new book every few months. I have probably I don't even know, 6 of these at home from the last few months. So this is a brand new crisp book. Do you see that? See how crisp that is? I'm so excited for it. But the first page, there's a few things I want to talk about today, but the main message is to be you, because the secret to having it all is to be you. Okay, that's how you unlock your full potential. And the key is here that your full potential is always expanding, because you are always expanding. So if you're infinite, which we are, infinite beings, multi-dimensional beings, then your potential is also infinite. As long as you're being you. It's when you stop being you and you put yourself in a box and you try to conform in certain ways, then your potential gets put in a box as well. Your possibilities get put in a box. So when you knock down all those walls and you dismantle all of that, you are now working with an infinite plane. Okay? The reason, well, no, this wasn't even the reason. I just kind of felt guided to come over to this random spot. I'm at the park right now, and take out this new book and just start writing and doodling whatever came to my mind. And my good friend, she saw my book one day, and she saw the old book before this, and she saw my writing and my doodles and stuff, and she was basically like, yo, you should start making YouTube videos related to your book, pull up your book in the YouTube video and be like, this is what we're talking about today. And I was like, yo, you're actually right. And she's like, your writing, the way you write, there's something that is just so captivating and unique about it. And the way you just add random doodles on your pages and stuff, that's you. That is something that you do, specifically. And she's like anybody can just hit record and film a video. That's something I've learned. Okay, I've been doing content for a while now. Something I've learned is that anybody can hit record. Anybody can hit record. Any video that you hit record and you post online has the possibility of reaching a lot of people. Okay, the internet is huge, but when you hit record and you're being yourself, and you're doing something that you not only love, but you're really good at, and it's unique to you, and it's authentic to you, and it's specific to you. So when you get on the internet and you show this very authentic version of yourself, it leaves a mark. It lingers, because not only are you showing up as yourself, but you're showing up as something that you do. People remember that. They remember you as the person who does blank. And now you can do many things. I'm not saying you just do one thing. You can do a bunch of different things. But you're the person who does blank, blank. You're the person who does this like that. And there's only one person who does what you do the way you do it. That's the thing. There's only one person who does what you do the way you do it. The thing that you do, there might be millions of people who do the thing that you do, but nobody does it the way you do it. So once you figure out how you do it, once you figure out how you you do things, that is when you start really, really winning. Because that means you are not only in your authenticity, but you're in your power. And nothing can compete with your own power. Nothing. Because when you realize that you're in your power, you're no longer competing with anything external from you. You're no longer looking at so-and-so and wondering how you could be as good as them. Or, in some cases, better than so-and-so. You're not thinking like that anymore. Why? Because you're playing different games. You're in different fields. They are in their power and you're in yours. So when you're in your power, the only competition is yourself. The only person you're going up against is you and the next best version of yourself. So, be you. The secret to having it all. How to unlock your full potential. Number 1, your authenticity is your superpower. That's basically what I was just saying. Your authenticity is your power. When you're in your authenticity, you're in your power, and it shows. It shows all over you. You ooze power when you're in your authenticity. Because when people see that, truthfully, when people see that, they know who the fuck they are. They know who the fuck they are. They know who the fuck they are. And they're real sure of that. And they're real confident about that. And I like that, because that means that nothing else can come in and shake that. Okay? When people don't fully know who they are, and when people aren't fully showing up as they are who they are, it shows as well. It shows as well. And it doesn't have to be obvious, but energetically it shows. Energetically, you can tell when someone isn't fully in their authenticity, because they're not fully in their power. There's something that is extremely powerful about being in your power. It is an unfuckable with energy. Excuse my language, but you can't mess with that. You can't mess with that. Nothing can come in and shake them. No matter what anyone says, no matter how anyone looks at it, no matter what anyone says about it, no matter what judgment, fear, whatever, all of that is abolished. There's no such thing as fear. There's no such thing as judgment. There's no such thing as anything. Why? Because why is my perception of me and my reality based off of anything external from me? Like, it is only within. It is only within. That is aura. Truthfully. Because you can look at somebody who's in that and know, oh yeah, it don't matter what anybody says about this. They're not going to change what they're doing for shit. It doesn't matter if the entire world looks at this and says, this is trash. They're going to go, this is gold. What's that saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Okay, you might think it's trash, but to me, this is royalty. This is expensive. I'm expensive. So, yeah, that's not gonna affect my worth whatsoever. Anyways, that goes into literally my first point. Stop seeking external validation. Stop seeking external validation. Because if you're seeking your validation externally, that means there is a piece of you, big or small, that is not validated within. That is unsure within. That needs to go and ask someone else's opinion, or ask if someone else likes or doesn't like something in order to make that decision for themselves. When you have already made the decision for yourself, I like this, I don't like this, that's cool, that's not cool, I fuck with this, I don't fuck with that. Your validation is not anywhere outside of you. It doesn't matter. When you truly like something, when you say, this is good work, this is good, what I did was good, I like what I did, and I'm proud of what I did, and I'm going to stand on that, and you put that out on the internet, for example, and it gets no likes, that should not change whether or not you thought that was good. That's not seeking validation. That's being in your authenticity, being in your power. Because if a bunch of people were to like it, would that now mean it's good to you? Would that now mean it's good to you? It doesn't matter if it's good to them or not. We're not talking about them. Is it good to you or not? For example, if you put something out that you don't like, but then a bunch of people like it, oh, maybe I should have liked that now. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. If you liked it, you liked it. That's why knowing that before sharing things with the world is very important. It's not critical though. You can figure that out along the journey. But when you're getting started on your journey, one thing I've learned is when you get to a space where you're fully like, I am ready to be seen. I want to be seen. I'm ready to be seen. I'm ready to be heard. I'm ready to be noticed. I'm ready to be recognized. Like truly, because you feel that ready within yourself. Not like there's a little bit of uncertainty, there's a little bit of doubt here or there. No. Like when you know it within yourself and you're like, okay, I'm putting myself out there unapologetically, you have to be prepared for people not to like it. You have to be prepared for people not to like it. That's just life, dude. Like, you gotta be prepared for that. But the way you handle that, people don't like it, okay, I'm still in my authenticity. I still like it, I'm still in my power. People don't like it, okay. Okay. So that's number one. Stop seeking external validation. Number two, the answers are within you. Every single answer in the world, babe, is within you. And I could go so deep in this one point alone, it would have to be a whole other separate video, but I'm gonna keep this pretty concise. The answers are within you, okay? When you know something to be true, you know it before you even have to ask. For example, this shirt, okay? I feel like I'm gonna make this a podcast. So if you don't happen to be visually seeing this and you're just listening to me, the shirt I'm wearing is this ginormous peach colored collared shirt. Ginormous, like it looks like a dress, like it's huge. And I specifically wanted to buy this today because I went into the thrift store and I was looking for a giant shirt that looks like Adam Sandler vibes. Like huge, big shirt to wear with my big shorts, right? And at one point I was on FaceTime with my friend and I was showing her a couple of the options and I showed her some and she was like, oh, I really like that. I showed her some, she was like, I don't really like that. And then whatever, we hung up the phone and I found this big giant peach shirt. And I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. Immediately when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm getting it. I put it on and I was like, this looks ridiculous. I love it. I was like, wow, this looks so stupidly amazing. I love it. This is coming home with me. Okay? One of the shirts that she said she wasn't really loving because it had like stripes on it. When I tried it on, I was like, this is stupidly amazing. I love it. This is stupidly amazing. I love it. I'm still gonna get it. That's why the answers are within you. So it's like I asked what she liked, what she didn't like. But that didn't determine, again with the external validation thing, that didn't determine the decision that I made for myself in the end. In the end, when I first tried on that green stripy shirt, I knew I like this giant green stripy shirt. I'm gonna get this giant green stripy shirt. When I saw this big giant peach shirt, I was like, I like this. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. So it's like you can ask people for their opinions. I'm all for asking people for their opinions. It's great. It's great to have that. It's great to have that conversation, to share your work, to have that feedback. That is awesome. But you gotta know the answers within you before you even go into that. Or if you don't, circle back to what you initially thought about it. If you initially went into something and you didn't like something, don't let someone else liking it then, determine whether or not you like it or not. If you went into something and you're like, actually, I like this a lot. okay? 5 people tell you they don't like it. That shouldn't change whether or not that was something you liked. That answer was in you from the start. You knew the answer from the start. You were just asking if they like it, just to ask if they like it or not. But at the end, you're going to do what resonated with you the most, in you the most. That's number 2. Number 3, there is no wrong way. There is literally no wrong way. If you're doing it your way, if you're doing it your soul's way, if you're doing it in a divine way, there's no wrong way, babe. There's no wrong way. If you're doing it your way, if you're doing it God's way, there's no wrong way to do it. Absolutely. Because if you think about it, what is a right way? What is a right way? What is a wrong way, right? All of that is subjective. Very subjective. Very. Okay? So, what could be a right way for someone could be a wrong way for someone. What could be a wrong way for someone could be a right way for someone. So, when you go based off of what society thinks is a right or wrong way, based off of what the world thinks is a right or wrong way, and you based your way of moving off of that, what your parents think are the right or wrong way, what your friends think are the right or wrong way, what religion is saying is the right or wrong way, there's no right or wrong way. It is within you. What you know to be true within you is what is true within you. Just like I said, the answers are within you. Nothing external can tell you that. Nothing. 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 When I say nothing, I really mean nothing, babe. You're not going to find the answers in a book. You're not going to find the answers on ChatGPT. You're not going to find the answers on what your teacher's saying. You're not. You're not. The answers, the real answers that your soul is looking to remember, because you're not even learning this stuff for the first time. You're remembering. You're remembering what you always innately knew to be true within you from the very beginning of time. When you remember what is the right way for you, there is no wrong way. There is no wrong way. Even when you make mistakes, that is still not the wrong way. When you're going your way, everything is the way. And I don't even like to say the right way, because there's really no such thing as a right or wrong way. It's just the way. It's just the way. Because when you're putting the right and wrong way in 2 categories, there's this illusion of separation there. There's this separation between the right and the wrong, the good and the bad, the good and evil. There's no such thing. There's just one way. There's just one. One path. One. You know what that one is within your heart, deep within your gut. It's the thing that you can't stop thinking about every day. It's that vision. It's that thing that excites you. It's that path that you know you're meant to walk down and continue to walk down. You're already walking down it, babe. If this video found you, this podcast found you, if this message found you, you're already walking that path. It's those signs, it's those synchronicities that come up for you every single day that points you more and more and more in the direction that you're meant to be going. That is the way. That is the way. So when you start something for the first time and you're not perfect at it and you haven't mastered it yet, that doesn't mean it's the wrong way. It's the way. It's all the way. And if it doesn't resonate, it's not the way. If it really doesn't resonate, it's not the way. And you can always pivot. You can always pivot. Always. Okay? Number 4, you can really do it all. Like literally. You can do it all. You can do it all. You do not have to pick one. You do not have to pick one niche. You do not have to pick one category. You do not have to pick one thing to do. In this life, babe, come on. We're infinite. We are infinite. We are multi-dimensional beings. You can really do anything you want. And if that means doing it all, that means doing it all. You'll find a way. If it's part of your way, you'll find a way. You'll find a way. Absolutely. I really like the birds in the background here. It's very, it's a very immersive experience, live experience, you know? This you can do it all thing literally occurred to me just now as I was writing in my book. Basically, I'm an artist. I'm a superstar, actually. I make music, and I'm working on my first project right now that is going to be coming to you guys real quite soon. Quite real soon, actually. Which is very exciting to say that I'm in that place, and that is an identity that resonates so powerfully with me right now. But I also wanted to be doing a podcast, and I love making content, truthfully. I love making videos on YouTube, on Instagram. I just saw one. On Instagram, on TikTok too. I love all those things, but I also love, writing. I love writing. I write all the time. I love drawing. There's so many things. I love clothes. I love fashion. I love modeling. I love playing around with clothes, making my own outfits, making my own clothes. There's so many things that I love to do. And as I'm locking in very, very sturdily with my music right now, and that's probably the number one thing that I've been doing as of late. I recently was like, I have to go 100 in on this until I drop the first project, and I have to put everything else on hold. And literally just today, as I was out, and when I came and sat down here and I wrote, you can really do it all, it occurred to me, like, actually, I can go 100. I can really go 100 in on my music and still drop this project in the exact time that I want to drop this project. But I can still pick up my book and write stuff in my book and hit record and film a YouTube video / podcast right there. The thing is, I was overcomplicating it so much. But it's like, this is something like, I have 24 hours in a day. You have 24 hours in a day, babe. That is a lot of time. That is a lot of time. Even if you take 8 hours of that you're in bed, that is still 16 hours in a day. That is a lot of time. There's absolutely no way. Oh, I just got an IM notification. Let's see what it says. I am capable of handling anything. Are you kidding me? Right as we're talking about, you can do it all. You can really do it all. You can do anything. Talk about a synchronicity. But yeah, that's 16 hours in a day, babe. Ain't no way I'd be spending 16 hours a day working on this project for my music. I just wouldn't. That's just not realistic. I'd also be taking care of my body and going on a walk and like winding down in certain ways and learning in certain ways. Like, there's a lot of different ways that I spend my day. Like today I went downtown, I walked around, I went to the thrift shop, I came to this park, I sat down and I wrote in my book, because I can't just do the project 16 hours a day every day. That wouldn't make it fun. My work is play. Everything I do is a playful pursuit. A playful pursuit that I earn while doing, that I receive while playing. So locking myself in a room and locking in for 16 hours a day, that doesn't sound very fun. I know my project will be done in the time that I have set out to do it. But I don't have to stop everything just to do that. I don't have to put my entire life on hold. I'm still a human being. And what human beings do best is we be, not do. I can't do this project. I also have to allow myself to be a freaking human. And the human thing for me to do was show up to this park and write in my book. And after writing in this book, I got the download to hit record and film this video. And that's how natural it flowed. But when I was trying to over-plan it, when I was trying to plan out every single podcast episode and, okay, this week I'm going to do this and this week I'm going to do that, none of that felt natural. I just realized, you know what? When I create on YouTube and on TikTok and everywhere, to be honest, when I create in general, it works best when I flow. State of flow is a state of creation, pure bliss, creation, childlike creation, play. So, yeah, fuck it. This is the YouTube video and the podcast episode. The podcast is called Solar Return. It's gonna be on Spotify real soon. For now, hello YouTube. Anyways, yeah, you can really do it all, babe. And you can do it all well, still. My friend has a saying, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So if you do anything with intention, and that's the way you do everything, it will be done well. Absolutely it will be. Okay, the next thing is number 5. Don't put yourself in a box. Don't put yourself in a box. You are way too multidimensional to be in a box. The word multidimensional and box just don't even go together in a sentence. You have no balance to you. You are actually infinitely limitless. Okay? That kind of ties into everything I've been saying before. It's pretty self-explanatory. Don't put yourself in a box, babe. Okay, number 6. You are the audience. You are the audience. You are the stage, you are the performance, and you are the audience. So, kind of like what I was saying before with the external validation thing, and the answers are within you. If you're the audience, it doesn't actually matter how the audience digests your art, your work, your playful pursuits. It doesn't actually matter how the audience necessarily feels about it. Because if you're the audience, then the critique is you. The judge is you. It's up to you. So if you make something and you finish that song or whatever it is, and you look at that back and you say, this is amazing. This is stupidly awesome, which is now my new favorite thing to say. Stupidly amazing. This is freaking great. Like, this is great stuff. I wanna put this out. Why? Because I'm the audience, and the audience has already said this is freaking amazing. So let's put that out. That's it. That's it. And that goes right into number 7 that I have. Certainty responds with certainty. And number 8, they kind of go hand in hand. These are my last 2 points. Certainty responds with certainty. Real responds with real. I'm going to say that one more time. Certainty responds with certainty, and real responds with real. What I mean by that, when you are certain about something, for example, you record a video of yourself. This could be as simple as a fit check. Like with my big giant t-shirt today, I walked out of the thrift store, I put up my phone, I put the t-shirt on, I took a little video, I said, yo, big shirt. I was really certain when I hit upload, because I was like, yo, this is stupidly awesome. This is actually great. Yeah, I'm putting this out. Why wouldn't I? It's awesome. I was certain about it. Okay? That's why I'm sitting here knowing. I have no idea how it's going right now, how that video is doing. I don't check. I don't like to check. Whenever I catch myself checking, it not good. Not good, okay? So I highly recommend when you're sharing stuff, literally, when you are in that state of this is stupidly awesome, this is certain, I'm certain about this, this is great, and you have that for yourself, put it out there, and then don't go look at how it's being received, okay? Delete the app if you want. Sometimes I do that. If you feel like you won't, like, if you feel like you're going to be checking, okay? When you're certain, put it out. Certainty responds with certainty. So as you stay in that vibration, that energy of I'm certain about what I just did, I'm in a state of certainty, as within, so without. So how do you think the world is going to respond to your certainty? Truly. And I'm not talking about the half kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of certainty. I'm talking about this can't be rattled by a single thing. This is unshakable. This is the strongest foundation possible. This is firm as bones. You put that out there, how do you think the world's gonna respond? With certainty. Because certainty responds with certainty. When people see you be so certain about yourself, so certain about what you do, so certain about your art, your authenticity, your power, you, what makes you you. When people see that certainty, they have no choice but to respond with certainty. Because certainty is authority. When you're showing up and you're doing something with certainty, you're showing up and you're saying, I love what I just did. I'm proud of it. It's hot. It looks good. I'm proud to serve it. I'm happy to serve it. I'm certain about this. They gonna be certain about you too. But when you're not fully certain about it, and you are letting your validation be external, when you're having those answers be outside of you, I mean, that's how the world shows up. Well, she's not sure about herself, so I'm not sure if I'm sure about her either. She's not really sure about this music. I'm not sure if I'm sure about this music. She's not sure about the way she's dressing. I'm not sure about the way she's dressing. Everything is frequency. Everything is vibration. The vibration you're on attracts the vibration that you exist in. When you're certain, the world is certain. When you're real, the world is real. Real attracts real. Real responds with real. Real attracts real. Real responds with real. For real. So when you start putting out the real version of yourself, truthfully, guess what you're going to attract? Your real community, your real tribe, your real fans, your real followers, your real people, your real friends, your real family. That's who you're going to attract by being real. And you might notice you might lose a bunch of people along that way. You might have a lot of people drop off because they don't like the real version of you. They may have preferred the mask. That's actually what this drawing is. It's a mask, and it's basically like it's shattering. Thought that was cool. Anyways, when you put out the real version of you, people might dip. That is so real. I've literally seen this happen firsthand in my life. When you put out the realest, rawest version of you, people might dip on that because they don't like the version of you who exists in this moment. They might have liked the past version of you, but we're not talking about the past. This is the now. All there is right now. So if you're not fucking with the right now, then you're not fucking with the within, okay? Because within, it's always been the same soul. Your soul doesn't change. Your soul's always been in there. But the way you might dress your avatar and the way you might express yourself and the way you might create, that could totally change over time. So it's like if their love for you or their support for you was conditional based off of how you look at one specific time and not fucking with how you look at a different specific time or how you act or what you create or what you say or what you do, then they weren't real then. They weren't real then. Because the real, and I've seen this happen as well, the real, they stick around for the whole thing because they are there for you. They are there for you, being you. However you might be being you as on that day. That's real. So when you start being real, real attracts real. And real, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. It like pushes away. It's like a repellent. It repels. That's the word I'm looking for. Real repels fake. Real repels anything that's not real. It really does. So that's why it's so important to have that foundation, to know that your validation is within. Your answers are within. You're in your authenticity. That's your superpower. The secret to being you is the secret to having it all. Like, you're not in a box. You're the audience. Like having that whole core foundation that I just talked about is why it's so important as you show up as your real authentic self, because real attracts real and it repels fake. So when you start repelling people by your realness, you gotta be certain that you're still going the right way. You're still going your way. That's basically it. Yeah. That's basically it. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me and chatting. I might go get some food or something, walk around. Yeah, maybe read my book a little bit. I'm still reading The Artist's Way. I'm taking my time with it. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do things. This book is like intended to be a 12-week course. You read 1 chapter a week. I've never been one to learn the way people tell me how to learn, experience the way people tell me how to experience. I'm doing this my way, so I'm doing the soul's way. And honestly, a lot of the things that are in this book, I've skimmed through most of the chapters, I kind of have been practicing in this own journey of self-discovery in the last like 6 months for real, but for the last like year and a half or so. So yeah, I kind of like, I like to read it when I feel like reading it. I tap into it when I tap into it. I do my morning pages when I feel like I need to get stuff off my head in the morning and journal. I definitely could do them more. I think it's a really great habit, rising, to just kind of like brain dump first thing in the morning. I do find that it really brings some clarity. But, you know, I'm just going with the flow. I'm on an artist date right now, technically. I do this all the time though. Take myself out on a solo day and just vibe. So yeah, if you've ever been called to do the artist way, I just want to let you know, like, you can really do it your way. And yeah, you can just kind of use this as a reference and a guideline, but if you want to kind of do the activities your own unique way, that's the beauty of it. Okay, learning is learning, earning is earning. And yeah, you are you, and I love you very much. I love you, and I'm grateful for you. Okay, that's basically it. Bye guys, I am Soltera, and I'll see you next time.